What's up, guys? It's Devin, and welcome to a new series on the channel that is going to take over the original PC Building Simulator Let's Play. This is PC Building Simulator 2, and it is the second game that just came out recently. I've kind of held off recording this for a while because I wanted to start the series after I'd finally gotten my new interface, which I now have, and I've decided that I'm going to officially start recording the series. And of course, obviously, you know, if you guys want to see more, then let me know down in the comments below. As well as leave this video, leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, this is basically a whole new, different. You know, we're getting into some new stuff here, some new territory here. I've played a little bit of this game already, so I already kind of have the ropes down and know what I'm doing. But of course, as always, I'm going to be walking you guys through some of this stuff as well. This is just telling me basically that it'll overwrite the auto, save, whatever, which is fine, because I always manually save anyway, so that if I do decide to have multiple files, that I don't have to worry about that problem at all. So, I'm hoping that we have a fairly easy week this week, because as far as I remember when I started playing this game, the first week is very, very quick. So, depending on how long the video is, we may end up doing a double week this week, or this video. But hopefully we can, we'll figure that out as time goes. So basically that newspaper was basically just saying, that the old shop is burnt down. Who knows who did it? Who knows what intentions people had? But our old shop that we had in our previous series is completely burnt down. It is roasted, it is toasted, and it is no longer. It's a new day and a new shop. It might not look like much, but it's all you have since the old one mysteriously burnt down. Read the note from Uncle Tim to find out more. Will do. Also, I do apologize ahead of time if I sound like I'm very, crappy sounding. I have a little bit of like an allergy cold going on right now. My throat's a little sore and I'm a little congested at the moment, so I apologize if I sound a little on the weirder side for worse. So I guess you've seen the old shop, or what's left of it. Sorry, I wasn't there to take the edge off the shock, but I've got a meeting with the insurance company to discuss the fire. Apparently they think it might have been deliberate. What a crazy idea. It's almost like Uncle Tim probably did it, honestly. Probably wanted the insurance money after selling me like the entirety of the shop. Anyway, it's lucky I had this old place as a standby. I managed to rescue the PCs I was working on before the fire, and I've moved them all here. You'll still need to fix them and collect the money for the jobs. If the customers question the smoky aroma, just tell them you had to solder something. I also knew you'd need a shop computer, so I sent one of mine over. It should have arrived by now. Check the delivery area at the back of the workshop. Fair warning, it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't. But it might just need a new GPU, so I've sent one of those over too. See, I don't like when people call it a GPU, because when you say GPU, you're talking about the die itself. A GPU is just the die, it's inside the graphics card, whereas in the entire thing is the graphics or video card. A GPU is just the die. So if you're going to tell me that you need a new GPU, or you need, to replace your GPU or whatever, then for the love of gosh, please say graphics card. it's the right terminology. Anyway, it's apparently the best money can buy. Get it fixed up, plug it in, and check your emails. I had to also borrow $15 this morning for a breakfast. Mailed at English. If I've learned one thing in life, it's never meet with insurance agents on an empty stomach. You've got that right. Alright, so we're in our new shop here. This is the store section of the shop. This is already some new territory here. Obviously, it's nothing much right now, because I'm pretty sure you have to be a certain level to do all this stuff. But this will eventually become a shop where we can just buy used market computers and just, put them back in shape, and I can sell them for a higher profit. And that'll be stuff that we go over, when the time comes as well. That'll just be like a little extra spot, another extra thing to be doing now on this series. So here we go. We got a 3080. What the heck? Oh, holy, whoa. Oh my god. He really didn't cheap out on us, that's for sure. Alright. So I guess we're putting a 3080 in this computer. I'm very curious to see what it has previously. Actually, now that I see it, it doesn't even have a GPU. Why don't you have a GPU? I really gotta know what CPU is in here as well. I would love to see what we're pairing this 3080 with, because that'd be funny. This is all basically just the same stuff that we would get in the first PC Building Simulator 2. So I'm kind of speeding through this. It really is just a matter of plugging everything in and just making sure everything works just fine. And it's basically just the tutorial is just basically telling us, okay, here's how you take apart a PC, and it's pretty basic. You don't have to worry about me skipping ahead or anything. So now we can exit that. We should just be able to. It actually doesn't even make us test it for some reason. That's funny. I guess we just got to put it down there and just hope to God it works, right? And it does. And I'm gonna just really. Oh, I can't enter BIOS while we're on tutorial apparently. All right. So now we have the email. We got an inbox, and we apparently already have a bunch of emails. What's this one? Okay, paint case red. Already some new stuff we're getting into. We got 5 accepted jobs. Oh, great. We already have 5 things we have to get done. All right, so let's look at G. Aubin. Hello. I went to get my PC fixed at your shop, but found only an empty space and a pleasantly smoky aroma. Gee, I wonder why. I gather that you're no longer in business at that address. Well, I can talk. A passing firefighter did tell me that you were opening a new workshop nearby, so I thought I'd drop you an email to see if you're still taking on repair jobs. My computer has sort of been very slow lately, and I fear it might have a virus on it of some sort. Could you please take a look and sort it out for me? Best wishes, G. Aubin. Alright, Aubin, I got you covered. I will go ahead and scan your PC for you. And since we have already accepted it, apparently, before the game even started, we can just take care of it. Let's go ahead and put the PC at the workbench, and we don't need to take it apart. All we need to do is install our USB stick and run a virus scan. And the fun part is now that I'm starting fresh, I no longer have auto cable, so we have to plug everything in manually yet again. Isn't that just lovely? All right, so we got ourselves a nice new Omega system display as well. And we have to install our virus scanner. The best part about this new game is that I no longer have to restart my computer just from installing a program, which makes total sense, because normally, unless it's like a driver of some sort, just installing a program isn't going to require you need to restart your computer like 90% of the time. In 3 seconds, we've discovered 1,064 files. That is a lot of files infected, especially for 3 seconds. My God, what kind of websites or password loggers have this guy been getting himself into? Because that's just way too much. That's like, at that point, you might as well just reinstall your entire operating system. That is just a lot of viruses. There could still be more on there that my program didn't even catch on with. It's telling me to leave, but it's not letting me uninstall the program, so I'm assuming it doesn't care. Personally, if I'm working on a computer in real life, I would make sure that I don't just leave a bunch of bloatware on the person's computer, because that would be very rude to just take up their hard drive space, and not, and just not uninstall what you put on there when you're done using it. I think that's just not the way to go. But I mean, it's whatever. It's tutorial. It's whatever. The PC is on its way back to the customer, and you've been paid. Let's go. I've got money in my pocket now. All right, now we have to water cool this dude's GPU. This is a different story now. So this is another little new segment, where instead of just installing a water-cooled GPU, we have to take the shroud off of this GPU and replace it with a water-cooled shroud, so that we can actually, loop it, put it in the custom loop. We never actually got around to custom loops in the last series because we didn't make it that far in. It's actually a very later on thing that you start doing in the original game. This one, you just pretty much jump right into water cooling. So basically, this is a station that is primarily for water cooling. All we have to do is click on the station, and then once we take the card out of the computer, it'll be in our inventory for water cooling parts, and we click on the GPU that we want. Again, graphics card, and we have to unscrew the fans off of this GPU graphics card. Now I'm been saying this game says GPU so much that it's messing with my brain, and now I'm saying it. And then we click into the graphics card and we remove all the thermal pads, because these are all, it's kind of like thermal paste. If you open up a graphics card, you want to replace the thermal pads on them with fresh ones. Now we have to remove the thermal paste on the actual GPU itself, which now I'm saying GPU because that's actually what it's called. And this one's done with a Q-tip. And this is stuff we didn't have to worry about on this first game, because when you put a fan on or like a CPU, you put a fan on and take it back off again, the paste is automatically removed by itself. But with this game, just a little more in depth. You have to definitely have to. I'm gonna put a little extra on here just because it's better to have a little more than not enough, especially with a GPU die, because if even just one part of the die is not cooled, it can thermal throttle and completely shut your computer off. So we don't want that to happen to our customer here. But yes, it goes way more in depth with like the actual deconstruction of the thermal paste and stuff. You have to like install it yourself, like with your own patterns and stuff that you choose, as well as remove it with with either like a cotton swab on the GPU or just like a wipe or something on the CPU. So now that we have the water-cooled graphics card, we need to go ahead and put it back into our consumer's case, as well as plugging it in, and then we have to take off all the piping and stuff. Well, apparently there is no Apparently there is no piping right now, which is weird. But so if there were piping, you'd have to like take all the piping off and redo it again. You basically just want to make the piping so that it loops through all the components it needs to, being the radiator, the actual CPU block itself, as well as the reservoir. And if you have a water-cooled graphics card, then you want to be having it flow through that as well. And you want it to flow in a nice circular motion. You don't want things crisscrossing with each other. You wouldn't put a pipe from a CPU to, like a radiator, and then from like the radiator to, or you wouldn't put like the radiator to the reservoir and then the reservoir to the radiator without like water cooling the actual CPU and stuff, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Probably not, but at least I know what I'm talking about. So that's all that matters, because I'm the one behind the table. Anyway, we're gonna watch this yellow coolant go through. It takes a lot more time than it did in the first game. In the first game it was very, very fast, but this one it takes a little more time. But there you go, everything's working just fine. And just as a quick test, we can go ahead and plug everything in and test to make sure that everything is working as intended. So we're gonna go ahead and turn that on. I love the color of the radiator. That's a pretty cool, like an orangey red color. I love that. And there we go. The computer boots up just fine. It didn't give me any sort of BIOS warning that the CPU is running hot, which is another plus, because that's a thing that happens in this game now too. If a computer can boot but is still technically overheating, right where brings up the Omega startup screen, it'll tell you right then and there. It's like, hey, like your stuff's overheating. So without further ado, we've taken care of the water-cooled graphics card. We're gonna go ahead and put that in there, and we're gonna go ahead and collect our payment for that. And we have a couple more pieces to do here. We got the CPU. We have to overclock it. Again, with the old game, we didn't even have access to overclocking stuff until like a certain level. Right now, we just get it right off the bat. So now we're going to get into overclocking CPUs. We're going to go ahead and plug everything in, because we can't overclock a CPU without having power to the thing in the first place. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. And now we have to hold the F2 or delete key to enter our BIOS settings. And we're going to go over where it says CPU OC, and where it says 4000 megahertz. We want that to be at least what the buyer is asking for, which I don't think it's 4400, but I think this is just what, for the tutorial purposes, it's what they want us to do. And of course, they want us to add some more voltage, because if you don't have enough voltage when overclocking a CPU, it's not going to run. It's not going to run at its potential. Overclocking a CPU is going to make it so that everything just shuts down because there's not enough power draw coming from the power supply. So now that we have that taken care of, we can go to our OCCT, which is lovely already installed for us. So we can go ahead and just turn the on button, and we just wait the 30 seconds out, making sure that these numbers don't increase too much. If the CPU goes like anywhere above like 90, that's really stressing it. Same thing with the GPU. I'm pretty sure if anything goes above 100, it'll just thermal throttle and it'll just blue screen. We have a very balanced value here. Nothing seems to be overheating at all. Actually, those are very good temperatures to have, which is great. That is beautiful. Which means now we can take this and collect our money for that as well. And we'll go ahead and accept that. And we have to do an RGB setting. I think we've done this before in the other game. Or maybe I'm just going crazy. But basically, this is a very simple one too. We already have the lighting app installed. If you don't, you would just install it through the USB. And we're going to go ahead and select all, because they want all the components with RGB to be set to the same thing. And we're going to go ahead and select rainbow effect, so it goes all to different colors. And we want it set to the walking effect. So it walks between different colors and different RGB components. See how it's like, it's there, now it's down there, now it's up here, now those are turned off, now it's turned back on. So basically, it walks around the PC, which looks really cool actually. I kind of like that. So now that that's taken care of, we can go ahead and put this in the work area as well. And we can collect our payment for that. And that is everything we have to do for this day. We have the painting the case red that comes in tomorrow. Oh my god, Tim's red hot repairs again. And the cool thing about this is that we can rename this automatically in this game. You couldn't in the other game unless you had a certain percentage of the business owned. We're going to call this Devin's PC Dungeon, because that's what I plan to... That's what I pretty much call my IRL, person. Basically, when the opportunities show up, if people need like fixed computers and stuff like that, then I basically, I'm gonna brand my business the same thing I just named it there. I think it'd be kind of funny to do. All right. Good morning. Hope you slept well. Sure I did. I didn't sleep at all. It took 3 seconds to get into the next day. Also, we forgot to turn the lights off. That's supposed to save power. This is fun. Now we have to change our workbench type. There's not one already in here, so we'll just borrow this one. And we can change our workstation by pressing the B key, and we can change it to the case modding desk. And we are allowed different things like the spray can. We have stickers. We also have theme painters. We can paint themes over the case, and all that fun stuff. So we just grab the paint can because we need to spray paint the case red, and we can turn our nozzle up and make it so that it's easier, and you have a bigger space to do it. And we're gonna select red. And the customer apparently also wants it on the glass too, but some customers don't. So you always want to pay attention if they want it on the glass or not. And if they don't specify, it doesn't usually matter, but I tend to just not put it on the glass, because if they have glass or acrylic in the first place, then it would be better for them to see into their PC in the long run. I think that's what like the general population likes to see when they have like a case with the... I mean, if they bought the case with the glass panel on it, they probably want to use it, so... But this guy is just like, whatever, just paint it over it. And then we just gotta basically put it all over. So we spray paint the case a nice solid red, and we gotta paint it on all different sides. I don't think you can spray paint the back, So that is not a thing you can do with most cases. I don't know if it's all of them, but I know for the most part the earlier ones on, like, you literally can't touch this, and I'm assuming that probably goes for all cases. But we can spray this front right here, so we're gonna go ahead and spray that, and we are all set with that. Now we can take this nice new red PC case, put it in our delivery area, and we're gonna collect our payment for that. And we got zero new requests today. Oh no, never mind. We did. We got all of them all at once, like very late on. All right, we reached level 2. We got a bunch of new stuff. That's great. This guy's got a broken air cooler. That's great. I can't even delete these right now because they just put me right back into another tutorial. That's the one thing I didn't like too much about the beginning of this game when I started playing it on my own. It's that literally, that it really does just baby you throughout the entire way. I really wish it was more like the first game where they had a dedicated tutorial section if you needed it. But like this really just kind of babies you. I mean, it's great if you're starting with this game, but whereas then I already know what I'm doing and I just want to hop into it, it does get kind of annoying after a little while. But this is basically just saying we can basically buy parts that are like you know, and we can actually attach parts, you know, in the shop to certain jobs, so we can get to them a lot easier when we go to actually buy or to put the parts in the computer case that the customer sends us. So now that's taken care of, we should be able to just turn the computer off. I didn't want to. Why can't I just? Why can I not turn my PC off? Is that just not a thing I can do? All right, well. Anyway, we got an Uncle Tim email. Got up and running. That's fine. Okay, that's just a letter that it's like, okay, we'll have fun with it. Not too worried about that. So, oh, okay, I see. Oh, so that's probably what the email was talking about. I just totally skipped over that. We got a tablet now. That's great. So if I hit T to open my tablet, I have basically everything on my computer, you know, except it's on my tablet. So I have access to the shop. I can buy stuff from the shop. I can go to my email and do the stuff from my email. And it's great too, because if I'm working on a job like all the way over here, where I have, by the way, another thing I forgot to mention, we already have 5 different desks to start with. Actually, technically, if you think about it, once this part of the shop is up and running, there'll be a 6th desk right over there. We'll have literally 6 desks up and running to be able to like work on PCs day and night. We also have a PC cabinet, so if we have like a spare PC that we're not ready to quite sell yet, but we just want to buy new parts and put one together and sell it for profit, brand new instead of used, then we can always buy PCs and put them away for like, you know, putting new parts in them down the road. But yeah, if I'm down over here like working on a PC, I can like access my emails to find out if they need like a certain color cable or like, you know, a virus scan or stuff like that. I'll check that all right here without having to walk all the way back to my computer, which is, it's great. I love it. But yeah, I have that, and then of course you have like all the random stuff that isn't as important but is still very useful. We got some nice things we can set on our home page. We can have like a nice wine glass here. I like the wine glass. Let's keep the wine glass for a while. All right. And then of course we got the Decorator app. Decorator app is basically it's unique to the tablet. It's not on the PC. So basically, if you open up the app and we move our tablet around here, basically it's scanning our walls and floors and paintings and stuff. This is all decor stuff that we can install, you know, that we can make things all liven up with. So this is just a random PC building simulator painting. I don't really care for it. You know what I like a little bit better is this pink haze. We're gonna make it a pink haze portrait, and right here we're gonna make it sparse, and over here we're gonna make it let's make it a shake yellow. Yeah, there we go. And I don't want my walls to look like they're out of a jail cell. So we're going to go with a nice, you know what? let's go with the original PC Building Simulator 1 design. And then we'll, you know what? We'll even do the wood. I think we'll even do the PC Building Simulator wood design from the first game. Now everything just looks so, like, nostalgic now. It's like I never left the other game. I love it. Alright, well, now that I've wasted enough time, let's go ahead and end our day and start on for the next day. With me rambling on like this, and I don't mean to ramble on for so long, but with how slow this week's been going because I've just been rambling, this might be just a 1 week video where we'll just do every single week as a video, just like we did in the last series. So we got our new customer here. He sent us in his PC for us to take a look at. It is he has stated that he has a broken CPU fan. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the CPU fan, and this is the fun part. We get to remove the CPU thermal paste now, which is always fun. And we can go ahead and install our new CPU thermal paste. We go ahead and put a little dot in the middle, and you know what? Let's put a nice little glaze around the end here, just to make sure everything is covered. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and put our fan back in. Go and plug the cable back in, and we should be able to boot this up no problem. Disclaimer, I don't normally do patterns on my own. Like, when I'm building a PC in real life, I do not tend to use patterns. I use a very basic P in the middle, because it is, even though it's not the most efficient, technically proven by fact, it is still more than enough than... and it'll make a PC work without overheating. Basically, it's not going to kill anything to just put the P in the middle. But I know some people like to do like the X's with the dots on the side, which are always like efficient. Some people like to manually spread the paste, which is fine too. Personally, I do the one dot and done, and there is no problem with that. Alright, let's go ahead and grab our money from the cooler. My voice just decided to die right there. I do apologize again. Like I said, I'm sick, so my voice is kind of half capacity at the moment. This guy is just emailing me back about the whole red case. I love that about this game too, is you actually get like thank you emails and stuff. Much appreciation for the new case. It was exactly what I asked for. Unfortunately, it was also so perfectly matched the red I had used to paint the walls that I tripped over it and landed on my nose. My next project will be about the interface between technology and pain. I'm really feeling this one. Peace, Cassante. Well, thank you, Cassante. I hope your nose is doing a lot better, and I really hope that you didn't just destroy your computer after I just painted it red for you. Alright, this guy needs an SSD. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the shop, and we're going to look at SSDs. There's only one to choose from, so guess what? It's going to be this one. And we're going to go next day delivery, because that's when his computer comes in. This guy wants his case painted green, and he does not want the glass painted on. So this is what I'm saying. If he says he doesn't want the glass painted on, do not paint on the glass. You will get a bad rating, nobody will like you, and you're out of business. So, yeah. And that's, I love these jobs too, because you don't have to buy anything. Like, it says parts budget is $20, but like, realistically, like, you literally... There's nowhere to buy paints and stuff. Like, you already have all the paints you need. Like, there's never going to be a paint that you don't have, as far as I'm aware, unless haven't gotten through, to that part yet. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not a hard job to do, and you make money off of it. So that is today taken care of. We're gonna go ahead and close down for the day. And we're going to go ahead and start the next day and hope we don't have issues. So we turn lights on. I'm going to take the PC. I'm going to put the PC over here. I'm going to grab the other one just to get it nice and ready. There we go. Well, apparently this is the one that needs to get painted. That's right. So I'll put that down there for now. And while I'm waiting for that to start up, I'll get this taken apart. I'm missing the... Oh, yes, that's right. It's going to do a stupid tutorial again. That's why it's telling me to get the part It wants me to get the part, and then it's gonna tell me what to do with all the 9 million different steps. Love it. Alright. Taking off the SSD. We gotta unplug it. And we gotta put the new one in. And then we gotta plug that in, and then it's gonna make us plug the USB in to install the operating system. Because if this guy is smart, he would have installed his operating system on his solid state. Yep, there we go. We got the USB in. We're gonna power it on. We're gonna go ahead and let it start up. And we are all set. So now this can go in the workplace area, or the delivery area, and we can get started on this one. And we gotta paint the case green. So we'll grab like a nice dark green, but it's not like too dark. Doesn't want it on the glass, so we're not gonna put it on the glass. And we're gonna go ahead and spray paint the case. Alright, there we go. Case is now green. And now we can put this in the delivery area. And now we can collect our payment. There we go. And there we go. And this guy needs a new CPU. What kind of CPU he's got? He's got a Ryzen 3 quad-core 1300X. And he's got it paired with an Arctic Freezer 7X, which is hilarious because I actually bought this cooler myself. In real life. And it didn't fit my case because my motherboard has a stupid block on the top of it that blocks it from being screwed in all the way with the design, the clamp down screw design that they have. So I wasn't able to use it, so I ended up giving it to my brother instead. But anyway, we have to get ourselves. That was completely random. I'm sorry, but we need to get a new 1300X. It seems that was a 1300. Yep, it was. Okay, I remembered things. Go ahead and buy a 1300X, and we're gonna check out. Go ahead and close that out. And this guy needs a 970 or better. Guess what, buddy? We're gonna buy you a 970 because we are all about saving money. All right, we're gonna buy a 4 gig 970. It doesn't matter which one. No, they're all pretty much the same. I mean, this one's $15 more because this has got a better core frequency. But for the most part, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. All right, let's buy the MSI one. It's colorful. I like it. All right, go ahead and buy now, and we'll go ahead and get rid of the bits and PCs and stuff. That's all basically just, you know, like all the new stuff I've unlocked. That's great. That is not something I want to worry about right now. So now that that's taken care of, I've accepted those two jobs. They are in transit. So are the parts. We can go ahead and turn everything off for the day and go ahead and start our Friday. And this will be the last day of the episode. So we'll go ahead and grab our PCs. Ooh, I love the pattern on this one. I love it. We're going to grab our other PC. This one's also got a very interesting looking pattern, isn't it? Now we're going to go ahead and install our 970 once I obviously grab it from the hallway because I forgot to grab my package deliveries. We're going to real quickly just start by taking off the PCI lock, and then we're going to take the card out. And I don't think we have to worry about taking out another PCI cover because I think a 970 is still only one? No, you know what? If I remember correctly, it is two. So we're going to take the second one out. And we are going to put the 970 in, which I was right. It was two. So I'm glad I took the other PCI cover off. We're going to go ahead and make sure everything works just fine. I'm going to plug everything in and hope the computer doesn't explode. Which it shouldn't, because, I mean, I only replaced a card. And we are good to go. So now all I have to worry about now is putting the PCI lock back on, as well as putting the side panel back on, and that is this computer taken over. And I love the game over screen that our consumer has decided to use. And now we've got this one where we have to replace a CPU. He's got the Arctic Freezer 7, which I still love because like it's very familiar to me because I own one myself. It's a very good CPU cooler for, you know, being kind of on the cheap side. It's not the worst thing I've seen, and it does its job, and it does it well. We're gonna go ahead and thermal paste this bad boy after I close it because I'm stupid. And I think this time around we're just gonna do the blob because that's what I'm used to doing anyway. We'll go ahead and put our Arctic Freezer Cooler 7X back in. We're gonna go ahead and plug it in. Gonna go ahead and close the door, plug in the computer, and we should be able to get a not overheating computer. That's the hope anyway. I don't think I forgot anything. Yep, CPU temps are fine. Everything's fine. XMP is gonna turn on because that's lovely. Actually, I think it's gonna crash my computer, isn't it? Because this board doesn't support 3000, does it? Oh, maybe it does. Well, alright then. I guess this board does support, at the very least, 3000 megahertz. But yeah, I mean, always turn XMP on if you guys install new RAM, or even install new motherboard for that sorts. XMP will save your life. If you're buying really nice looking RAM, you want it to obviously run at advertised speeds. So turning XMP on is always going to be a lifesaver. All right. Those are those computer things done. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to collect the payments off my tablet today as well because I don't feel like turning the computer on. Go ahead and delete that. He wants a case, turned yellow, no glass, great. This guy wants a 650 watt from ADATA power supply. So we'll go ahead and grab the power supply, and we're going to go ahead and add that to cart. Go ahead and put that to the job. Next day delivery, and that takes care of that. We leveled up, unlocked some more stuff, great. And we got one of these spam emails. Basically, oh, never mind. Oh, it's not a spam email. We're excited to offer you once and for all, you know, over basically just a cleanup of the front of the store, which means we can actually start selling used PCs. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and buy that for 500. It's a great deal. And basically, the next day, all this is going to be a nice looking store. So if I go ahead and I end the day off today, then I will end the video here, you know, because of the fact that it's the end of the episode. But I still want to show you guys what it's going to look like. There we go. Here we go. This is our new storefront. Doesn't it look nice? Look how nice it looks now. It looks great. Look, we got like some mouse pads going. Got some keyboards up there. We got a HyperX microphone down there. We got a what is that? Is that a Naga? I think might be. I don't know my Razer mouses. I feel like I should though, huh? And then we got some more keyboards down here. We got some motherboards on display too. You got some RGB lighting, some mouse and peripheral stuff. Got some motherboards in here. We got some RTX cards on the shelf here, which is hilarious because we don't actually own these cards ourselves. Apparently, we collect the boxes, I guess, make things look pretty, but we don't actually own that. But yeah, that's what the shop looks like. But for now, I am gonna leave this video here. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'd love it at this channel. Guys, I got a Discord. Come check me outside of YouTube. We have a fun time for all. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Whoa, I can talk. I'm sorry. I hope you guys enjoy this video as much as I do making it, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Goodbye.